following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Get and Lose or Start a Podcast. This is the second take. It's your boy, Chop. It's your turn.
Yo, it's your boy, Cheetah.
It's your boy Yoder.
Yeah. And joining us for the first time in a long time, we brought him back. The man, the myth, the legend, the Podfather.
Oh, stop it. It's good to see you, gentlemen. How are you?
Oh, good.
Good to see you.
Hey, thanks for having me on. It's good to see you guys in another studio.
Very excited.
Still going strong.
Trying.
You know, after the last place closed, a lot of people just kind of stopped potting. So it's always nice to see you guys having the intestinal fortitude to keep going. So proud of you boys for coming over here. And I know Maranto's and you're in good hands with Maranto.
Yes.
We only came here because he took pity on us and let us come. So he's like, I guess so. He's like, you guys would be a tax write-off.
Hey,
so.
look. Hey, we'll find you.
There he is. Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, I like how there's a bag right there, too.
You guys are vital heart and soul of Emerge.
Oh, don't tell us that. It's going to go our heads. Now we're going to start being cocky,
We're in trouble.
Hold on, before we continue. We feel like it was a Jamaican bobsled team with that opening today.
A little bit.
Because you always got to remember us. It's us two first, then Yoda.
I wanted to be last, dude. I had a whole thing planned in my head, so it's fine, though. I'm not going to write about it in my diary tonight when I get home. It's Polly Pocket diary.
Make sure you don't hand it back to yourself.
Jesus, man. It's Mental Health Month.
June
making
is.
jokes like that.
It's June.
Yeah, men's mental health. This is just regular Mental Health Month.
For real?
So, what's up? What's up, guys? How was your week? Yoder?
Was good. I went back to work.
Wait,
were
you're
out
off of work?
Yeah.
Did you tell us this and we just forgot?
Yes.
Oh.
You never told us.
We're
You never told
terrible.
us.
We're terrible friends. Sorry.
Oops.
I feel bad now.
Yeah, because apparently my heart isn't beating fast enough.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. I do remember this conversation now. Yes.
So,
yes.
The 20th of May, I go for more testing at the Buffalo General.
You seem very excited about it.
Oh, loads.
What if they just tell you got like a superhuman heart? They're just like, yo, we've never seen a heart so great before that we just want to give you $1 million for having a heart so cool.
$1 million for my heart.
Yeah, why not?
Put in a pig heart.
Yeah. I mean, he'll probably only live like 7 seconds, but it'll still be cool though. Just make sure in like that 7 seconds you write real quick. Sean gets everything. I'll honor
over to you.
I'll honor you the right way. I'll get a back tattoo of you. It says I love Yoda. It'll be Yoda, but your face on his body.
A tramp stamp?
Yeah, I will, just for you. See how much I love you, Yoda? See? True friends.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Fiden, he wouldn't do that for you. Tell him he's being replaced.
Hey, look, he's in the quad shot now.
I am.
Look, you
feel
guys don't even
special.
need me. I could quit right now.
What? You're out of here.
That's actually why we invited Matt here. I wasn't going to tell you guys, but this is actually a soft launch of the new pod because I'm leaving. I'm moving to a monastery.
Yeah, okay.
I'm joining a monastery, so I'm going to get the robe, shave my head, everything. Very excited about it. Very excited. That's why I got the hat. I actually shaved my head already, and I just didn't want to get sunburn. So, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I lost my train of thought somewhere. That's good, though. I'm glad you went back to work.
No deer accidents?
Oh,
We're on a hot streak.
for now.
Chop, how was your week? It's been up.
Yeah, it was good. Just work.
Cool. Very interesting. Thank you for
No,
that.
no, it's fine, man. Really, not really.
Not much has changed.
Nah, not much. Just me. I was playing this new game called Crime Scene Criminal.
You
Not
sound
the-
like a crime scene criminal.
You know, clean. I mean, I was.
Oh.
You pretty much.
Oh, yeah, I seen you playing it the other day.
Yo, I had to reset to one mission because it lost my 2 people and lost my 1 trash bag.
Me and my buddies have been playing a game, I've talked about it on here before, how we play Marvel Rivals now. It's like, kind of like Overwatch, but Marvel characters. Now, for some reason, we've decided to start, near the end of our night, start playing this game called Golf with Friends, as a way to, kind of just, ease the tension from Rivals. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. The game's literally, I think the game was made by the devil himself. Makes me very angry. Like, I never realized how angry I can get until I started playing this game of Golf with Friends.
Why?
Because it just pisses me off, man. It's mini golf. It shouldn't be that hard. But these courses are ridiculous. And then my buddy the other day, last night, he was like, oh, let's play timed golf. And I'm like, I don't want any more pressure than I already have. And he's like, no. He's like, it's not like a timer. It just, like, shows you how long it took you to get the hole done. So, like, literally the first hole, guess how long it took me to sink my putt?
20 minutes.
No, a minute and 50 seconds. Took me they both got it in, like, 20 seconds. It pissed me off, man. It's the stuff of it's literally nightmare fuel. It's a good game, though. If you got, like, a lot of people, because we played the other night with, like, 6 of us, so we played teams, 3 versus 3. It was pretty fun, but when there's just 3 of you total, it'll make you want to kick a small child in Kmart.
Jesus.
Yeah. But, yeah, man. So that happened. Also, I went and seen, told you guys I was going to see Star Wars over the weekend. I went and seen it in 4DX.
And?
It was quite the experience.
Did you have to go to the emergency
I can
room
attest
after?
to this. Well, I did not go with Sean. I went yesterday with Maranto over here and a couple other people. And, yeah, it was a good time. It was, my neck hurts. I can't turn my head very well, but it's almost, yeah, it was interesting. It was fun.
Yeah, I think it was, like we were talking off air before we started recording, I think for the experience it was cool, like it was fun. I don't know if I'd go out of my way to see another 4DX movie, but for like
It depends on the film, I think. Like, I'm obviously, like, I've seen episode 3 probably close to 50 times in my life. It is my, like, hands down favorite film of all time, let alone my favorite Star Wars movie of all time. It means that much to me. So if I'm going to go see that, I'm going to have to see it differently.
Yeah.
I can't, I was there in the theaters 20 years ago. I've watched it on my TV and through DVD and various means. So I was like, if we're going to do this, we like have to do.
Yeah, you
4DX.
gotta go big for it. Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, and it was like, it was fun because, like, we were laughing. Like, we were sitting in the theater laughing at all the stuff that was happening to us. Like, we just get randomly, like, sprayed in the face with water.
Yeah.
And I was like,
crazy.
my brother's sitting there with a big old tub of popcorn. Just, I thought he was going to, like, German suplex it into the back row. It was crazy. It was just, it was fun. It was neat, too, because before it, they had the How to Train Your Dragon trailer,
Yeah.
and they did it the 4DX style with that, so
That's
like you were
cool.
kind of flying,
that'd
and
be badass,
that was
probably.
it was pretty surreal.
That'd probably be pretty cool.
And that trailer looks pretty good too. I gotta commend that. I'm not taken out of it. I'm not taken out of it at all. That it's like live action. Like, wow, let's just it feels very accurate to what the original cartoon movie was.
I was gonna say, I seen when they first announced it. You could even ask Chop. I was ranting about. I was like, this shit's gonna suck. I'm not supporting this at all. Then one of the trailers dropped and it shows the flight scene from the animated movie, which is maybe one of my favorite scenes in an animated movie. The first flight, the test flight scene that they have. I seen that in the live action and heard the soundtrack, and I was like, God damn it, they sold me. I seen that and I'm like, fuck, now I gotta watch.
And
this
the
shit because it
actors
looks
all
great.
look perfect. Like,
Yeah, they look
for the
great.
cartoon character. Like like there's no like adjustments. Everybody physically looks like those characters. Like I think, which is a great thing when
Yeah.
you're translating from animated to live action.
Wait, what movie are you talking about?
How to Train Your Dragon live action.
Even
They
the
could-
dragon is like.
Oh yeah, they got Toothless
It
perfect.
still looks like the dragon, but
Yeah.
it just looks not like a cartoon. It looks like a live action version of a cartoon.
Yeah, I was very surprised at how well he looks.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a comparable thing, but yeah, it looks like they just cut it. Yeah, they just cut it out and put it in live action, like Space
There
Jam.
really isn't.
Like they did like
I
a
think
Space
this
Jam
is
crossover.
Maybe like once they redid Sonic. Because remember when
Yeah.
the first the first trailer for Sonic, how bad it was?
Oh, I remember.
People were gonna like burn down like all Hollywood or wherever they made that because it really, really like that. I think that was the first time I ever saw people really like lose their marbles so much that they actually made a statement. Hey, we're give us a second. We're still working on the animation.
We'll fix it. I always commended them on that too, because it takes a lot for Hollywood film to hear that kind of feedback and go, all right, we got to go back and fix this.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's one of the best video game movie films / trilogies of all time, is because like they changed it because of fan reaction, and now I have to support this.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Obligated.
Yeah, I
Jim
was,
Carrey was good in Dr. Eggman.
Yeah,
yeah, I was gonna say.
it was a nice little return to form for him.
Yeah, yeah.
He felt like I was watching Dumb and Dumber, like '90s Jim Carrey, just him being him.
Yeah, it very much felt like this newer generation got the Jim Carrey that I grew up with,
Yes.
which made me even more happy because I'm because there. I mean, I got a girl at work who's not much younger than me, but she's only like 25, so she doesn't, she's not super into like the Jim Carrey movies I was watching growing up, and I'm like, she's like telling me how great he was as Eggman, and I'm like, man, this reminds me of like the first time I ever seen like Ace Ventura, like when I would tell people like, yo, this dude might be one of the funniest dudes alive. And now to hear a new generation being like, oh, this Jim Carrey's great. And I'm like, oh, yes, finally. Jim Carrey Renaissance.
Yeah.
I've been waiting. But yeah, I was going to say for the, I don't know what I was going to say for the How to Train Your Dragon, I forgot. Oh, no, I was going to say for the Sonic movie, I thought it was really cool, too, how they, because you don't see a lot of studios take, feedback from the fans into consideration when they make decisions. So I thought it was cool that they're like, okay, we heard what you guys had to say. We're going to fix it, and we're going to make it more accurate to how you guys want it. And then when they came back with the redesign, it was perfect. And everybody's like, oh, dude, this is exactly what we wanted.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Think about that too. Like, how many films could have done better if they had listened to the reaction to people watching and whatnot? Like, how many films could have been saved if they just listened to fan concern? And I know you can't listen to the internet and everybody crying, online for everything. But there's a lot of films where you see the trailer and you're like, this is just a big piece of shit. Like, this is not going to work out. And you get proven right.
Yeah.
Like Morbius could have listened to fans and just, you know what? We don't need to put this movie out there.
Literally.
This
There
does
was
not
no
need to happen.
There was no need for that movie at all. Nobody,
Craven the Hunter? Oh, let's just
Nobody
not do
wanted
that,
that.
The
too.
best thing about the Morbius days is that like the fans did that thing where they're like, "Hey, we're sorry we didn't go."
They listened. They put it back out.
Put it back in the theater. We'll go this time, and they did. Like, yeah, it was great. I was like, I wish they'd do that again and see if they can get Sony to fall for it one more time.
That was my sorry, we were busy. We were busy that weekend.
We all had the flu.
They really fell for it, too.
Yeah, they did.
They're like, oh, okay, we'll put it back out again.
That was surreal. Like, that was peak. What year was that? 2021, something like that.
Yeah, I
Maybe a
believe
little
so, yeah.
before. But peak, like, internet, social media. I'm like, wow, this is. I can't believe this is real life right now.
Yeah, we're just gonna take Morbius. We're just gonna add it to the pile of reasons why Jared Leto sucks as a person.
Again, like, who's
As
sitting
an
on a
actor.
boardroom saying, like, of all the characters they have access to, we're going to do Morbius?
Literally.
Yeah.
And then, like, how are you gonna build a Spider-Man villain universe, but then
Without
not
Spider-Man.
use your Spider-Man?
Yeah, like, just, how are you not just doing, like, an Andrew Garfield thing? Like, just
Yeah.
do it.
Like bring some. You could You could have brought one of the Spider-Men back for it, like anybody, dude. It was a joke.
Or even if you
It was
just did your own
ridiculous.
Miles Morales, just do your
Yeah.
own like live action Miles. They can do it. It's their product.
Yeah.
Like, why are they just not afraid of it? Like,
They
Kraven,
really were-
Kraven, like that. I mean, to be honest, I even know Craven. I mean, I'd heard of Morbius and I heard of Madam Web, and I didn't even mind Madam Web. Madam Web was actually, I didn't hate that. That was
Yeah.
not bad.
I'd watch that movie for one reason and one reason only.
We
My
don't even
wife,
have to say
Sydney
it.
Sweeney.
You don't even have to say it.
I'll watch anything. She could make a 3-hour movie of painting a wall, and I'd watch it happily. I love her so much.
But yeah, they really went all in with the Spider-Verse. Like they really wanted to build up this universe so they can pull Tom Holland back when they needed him to and do it. And I don't think Spider-Man's lore is that big. Like if this was Fox doing it with X-Men, there's a lot of X-Men characters that could have their own spin-off films, and I would fully understand. Like obviously that's not going to happen now, but Spider-Man has a great rogues gallery. They don't all need movies. But as far as like assistant like character, I thought that was a weird move. And obviously Sony has shown that they cannot handle the Spider-Man.
Yeah, they
franchise
need to
alone.
just give it up and just say, you know what, here, Marvel.
They get a
take
cut
it.
still, and I think that's what's
Yeah,
going to keep them in the
that's-
business too. Like
The only-
at least with Fox, Marvel can completely box them out
Yeah.
and make them like they killed off all like a ton of X-Men characters and the comics. Just I think Fantastic Four they stopped them too for a while to cut off interest, just kill
Yeah.
interest in the product. So they'd have to sell it back to Marvel or
Yeah,
to
they,
Disney.
The only thing that makes me mad about like what Sony like, I get Sony wants to get a cut of the movies and so you know what I mean, like whatever, that's your business move. But the only thing that makes me mad is like, I don't know if you watch like the Daredevil show.
Oh, I
like
love
the
the
new
Daredevil,
Daredevil show.
Yeah,
That's all.
But like literally, it would have been a perfect opportunity to bring Spider-Man in, and Sony's just like, nah, you could have him in movies, nothing else.
yeah.
Like, bro, what are you talking? It's literally a perfect time. Have Daredevil and Spider-Man meet each other. It's perfect.
This is the unfortunate. You look like you want to say something. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I have something about that.
Oh, okay. This
I
is the
did.
unfortunate, repercussions how bad Marvel was doing in the late '90s. And this we're still dealing with it today. Because they can't make a Hulk movie because I think Universal still owns the rights to the Hulk, but he can only appear. He can appear in stuff, and
Yeah.
But he
I
did
forgot
appear-
about that, to be honest.
yeah, I think that, or maybe the rights got returned back to them, but that was the thing is that Universal had the rights to Hulk, so you can't do a Hulk standalone movie. Because I think they mentioned because they were recently talking about doing a World War Hulk movie, and they brought up the Universal.
Oh god.
They brought up the
Scissor
Universal
swing.
stuff, so
Swing.
I think somebody else has their rights owned by Universal too. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
Yo, I can't see Spider-Man like in a Daredevil kind of atmosphere.
It would have been perfect though, especially after the way No Way Home ended, where he's back to being like street level Spider-Man. That would have been a perfect moment for him to meet.
But who will you have Tom Holland as your Spider-Man?
Yeah, I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
if he's
'cause
gonna
it's
be
the
M-
MCU one.
well, because
Well,
they
Daredevil and the Tom Holland Spider-Man have now met because they met in No Way Home.
yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I
He's
didn't think
like
of that.
he's
Yeah,
his
I didn't think
lawyer,
of
so that
yeah.
was the first time we saw Charlie Cox since
yeah.
the other
Yeah,
show
because
ended.
the new show is like connected to the actual MCU now.
Yes.
So little been the perfect time because I don't know if
There's
it's,
been some fan rumors floating around out there that with a few things that they set up in season 1 of Daredevil, referencing the existence of Spider-Man
Yeah.
without saying the name,
yeah.
Web Slinger and some things like that, and then the fact that he's building like a set of heroes. And I think it'd be great if they started with JJ. Like I hope that we get the Daily Bugle reference or something next
Oh,
season,
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and we
that'd be
get
great.
that same actor because he's played JJ in every incarnation.
Yeah, you
So
might
if
as
you
well
get
just
that,
keep him there
then I think
forever.
that would be fun because then it could almost get to the point where it doesn't have to be a big deal, but just give me like a scene of him doing something street level in his neighborhood. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
even be an overlap. Just give me something.
I agree. I think that's something that the Spider-Man films have missed out on is that they're not presenting him as street level. At least, well, the first one they did. Homecoming they did, but after that it's been pretty big time threats. But the tone too is weird. But I think with how dark No Way Home got, I think you can fit Spider-Man into that. Like I was really like nervous with the episode with Kamala Khan's dad, because the tone of the Ms. Marvel show does not match up
Yeah,
with the
it's like
Daredevil
very,
show.
It's like very goofy.
Yes,
kinda, yeah. It's
very
like a very
different. So
goofy
it was
feeling.
weird for me to picture those two interacting, but it's so weird. And I think that's the fun thing about the MCU now. That's like its redeeming quality is that all these different shows and movies have different tones, and you're going to start to see characters cross over with these different tones, and you're going to see them in a different light, if that makes any sense. But that's like my new like hopeful for crossovers. I am excited for characters to interact and crossover and stuff, but I'm also excited to see them in different. Like an ambiance, like a different mood, just things like that.
Yeah,
Like Daredevil and She-Hulk, like how like that was funny. Like some of that stuff was really funny, and it seemed very out of character, but also it seemed natural.
yeah, like
too, looking
having
back.
Daredevil do like the walk of shame.
The walk of shame
It's
with the
hilarious. Yeah, it's hilarious. And then you have him go to his own show, and it's like super dark and like like really rated R, and it's
Yeah.
like, dude, this is perfect.
Yes.
It's exactly what you need to do.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't think it would be crazy to say that, maybe in season 2 they might try and pull off something like, now that he's already met Kamala Khan's dad, like maybe try to pull off something like bring her into the show as like part of his new team.
Yeah.
Maybe, or at least even just have him meet on screen. Or, they could even try.
Plus, they had Swordsman.
Oh, yeah.
Swords,
I was going to say they could even try to use him maybe to get Kate Bishop on this show for the next season. That'd be cool. I'd love to see her.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're right. I think if they can't at the end of the season talk about how he's building a team, and then not have any heroes in it besides, you're gonna get what's her face as the
niece.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
as
get
White
the niece
Tiger.
as
Yeah.
White Tiger. You're gonna get that. I'd bet $50 on that.
Oh, I'm sure.
But but no, I think you gotta have like heroes. You can't have just some random cop guy wandering. That's not a hero.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not a team that's going to go against, Kingpin and his squad. There's no way. Right. So you got to bring in some actual like heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Like maybe even say screw him, bring back like Luke Cage, and like maybe even Jessica Jones. Maybe Iron Fist. Maybe we'll just keep him in the past. Maybe
I think if Marvel like really threw their hands out, like had their hands with it, I think Iron Fist could be cool. I looked forward to the concept of that show because I always thought the comic book Iron Fist character was awesome, but
I'll tell you one thing.
that show was something.
I'll tell you one thing for sure. In that game, Marvel Rivals, Iron Fist might be one of the most annoying characters in history because like he's literally like, he's going up against like people like the Hulk and shit, and then you just got a guy who's like his whole superpower is like he knows like kung fu and shit. So like I'm always joking like when he'll take me out I'm like, oh, here comes Iron Fist, the power of friendship. But he's like, like in the actual like origins of him, like in the comic book and shit, he's badass.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
But Marvel kind of just they did whatever they did with that show.
Yeah, they didn't really show. He didn't really get to show off. But like I remember the Maximum Carnage comic book / the video game first and foremost, but the comic book run. And Iron Fist was one of the most important characters. Like him, I forget what exactly he did, but he could get people on the straight and narrow. Like everyone was kind of a mob. They were kind of destroying New York City. He did something, and it got him to calm down. It was kind of impressive. So they undervalued. They didn't do him any favors.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's safe to say too, even if they do try to bring back the guy who played him from the show on Netflix. I think it's with how successful Daredevil Born Again was. I think there's probably some people at Marvel right now that are already coming up with ideas of how to bring the other characters back from Netflix and bring them into this show and just kind of revitalize them a little bit.
Hey, wait. You hear that? You hear that rain?
That's some rain.
Man, that's a monsoon out there, man. That's a fucking monsoon. Where was it?
It's thundering too.
Shit. That's the thunder I need over here.
I get for getting a building with a steel roof.
Hey, I could go. I
right.
go sleep right now.
You probably will.
Oh, nah.
You and Yoder have both been known to, doze
thunder.
off a little on episodes.
Ooh, that's
That's
nice.
fun.
Oh,
I've
that's
caught
nice
you guys
one.
a couple times.
Hey, are we safe in this building?
Yeah.
Sure.
For like a split second.
He said, sure.
Yoder's we're all talking about all this Marvel stuff. I'm looking over at Yoder. He's looking
Yoder's
at me
like,
the-
what am I? What
he's
show
like
am
looking
I
at me
on?
like the dad who's like super confused. But he's like trying to be supportive, you know?
Or he's like the dad that you're young enough you can't go to a rock show by yourself. He's just still like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've all had that moment. Yeah. Yoder, how far does your Marvel knowledge go? Like, you know enough to like watch the movies, right?
Yeah.
But you pretty much after that, you're pretty much kind of just up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Like I've seen, like Spider-Man and Hawk, obviously.
It's funny we're talking about
X-Men.
the Marvel shows because today I seen a thing today that Jeremy Renner did some interview for something and they were asking him why there was no Hawkeye season 2 and he said basically it's because when they approached him about doing it they only wanted to pay him half of what he made for the first season.
Yeah.
And he was basically like, I'm not going to do that. He said, why would I? He said, what did you guys think I was going to be half of me because I got run over? And he told me, he said, I'll do the show again, but he's like, you got to at least pay me what I made the first season.
Yeah.
And I guess they're kind of like.
I watched some
they're at a
clips from
dead
his-
end now about it.
I watched a clip of him on Rogan talking about his
Yeah,
accident.
Rogan.
It was crazy the way he
Yeah, it's
described
wild.
how his like. I mean, it's gonna get graphic, listeners, but his like eyeball like fell out and his skull was crushed. Like I was like,
Yeah, it's
how are you alive?
Dude's literally a real life
Hey,
superhero.
wait,
Like,
hold
it's
on,
crazy.
Matt. Hold on. You don't listen to our newer stuff? We're not canceled yet.
I mean, I don't know.
We talking about people getting chopped up. We talking about people getting eaten. We talking about
It's nothing new, but yeah, just I mean, this is a real person. I mean, somebody who we all know and love.
Yeah.
His eyeball got squished out of his head.
Yeah,
You know, it's disgusting,
brutal.
and
Yeah, it's brutal.
I'm glad that he's alive to tell the story, and he seems very almost at peace with it. Like he was laughing about
Yeah,
it,
it's-
maybe like an uncomfortable laughter.
Yeah, it's like crazy to see, like, you know, like, obviously something like that's going to impact you no matter what, no matter who you are. But it's kind of like cool to like see like the impact it's had on him because like
He got ran
Since
over
it's
by the
happened.
plow, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
since it's happened, you know, I mean, he seems like he's like, you know, he's like through it all, he like kind of like found like peace in life, and you know, what I mean, he's like a lot happier now.
Find a
It's
new
crazy. It's like-
appreciation
yeah.
when your life's at risk like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I couldn't even imagine. I mean, I'd like to say that if something like that happened to me, I'd be as strong as he would, but I don't know if I would because, you know, I mean, how can you be, you know, that close to death's door and not, you know,
Right.
just be like, all right, well, I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm going to work my ass off and I'm going to rehab and look at me now. It's like nothing ever happened. It's crazy. It's insane.
Yeah.
Dude literally became real life superhero. And it's wild. And now hopefully we're going to see him back in Doomsday kicking ass and showing everybody, yeah, I'm not just a guy with a bow and arrow. I'm a
Hopefully,
badass.
was his name on one of the chairs?
I don't know. I don't think so. But I know they said that they're not done announcing cast. That was just the first round.
I have a hunch he's not coming back.
He fucking better me, or I will fight Robert Downey Jr. with my
Go
bare
ahead.
hands.
I'll record it. Me and Yoda was like, "Hey, we're live."
Don't
And
you know what? Don't even get me started on that. 'Cause I'm still mad about that reveal. I don't like it. Okay, I'm not a fan.
What?
I'm gonna say it. I'm not a fan.
Die enough to be.
I think it's kind of a cop out.
Where good, you be a hero, you die enough to be a villain.
No, I just feel like, you know, Marvel is kind of struggling a little bit, and they're like, you know, what can we do to get fans to come back? We'll bring back RDJ. That's a name that's guaranteed to get people to go to the theater. That's what it kind of feels like to me. But I don't know. Maybe he'll do good. Maybe he'll be great as Doom. I
Are
don't
you
know.
gonna watch it?
Probably.
There you go. There you go.
So yeah, exactly. Their plan worked. Yeah, their plan
you
worked.
at.
They got me.
I'm
This
going
is This is stupid. I'm still going to the movie. With
But I'm gonna
it's
protest. it.
fucking stupid.
Yeah, but I'm gonna protest. it. I'm going back for Red Guardian because that's my boy. I follow him anyway.
I never really
He's my new
watched.
Captain America. Since
Who, Captain Falcon?
America's gone. No.
Matt, he doesn't like when I say Captain America.
What was the new movie called? Not Captain Falcon. It was called
Yes.
Captain America.
Is he still called Captain Falcon?
No,
He
he's
still
Captain
got
America.
he still got his wingsuit. So that means he's
So what?
still the Falcon.
No, there's a
Cap-
whole new Falcon in the movie.
I never watched it yet. Don't spoil
Exactly. Shut up.
it. Is it worth it?
Yeah, it's great.
Wait till it comes on Disney Plus.
It's never coming on Disney Plus. Not for you. It's specifically said in the credits, not for Captain America haters. Named Drew, so
Good, that's not my government name then.
Matt, I gotta say, man, it's good to see you. It's been a while. Me and Yoda were
Yes.
talking on the way here. We haven't seen you since before the studio closed, so it's been quite a bit.
Yeah,
I don't even remember the last time we seen each other.
I ran
been a
into
while.
him at the restaurant.
yes, the one in
Oh.
Tonawanda.
Yeah,
Well, aren't
Venus.
you cool?
Yeah, I was
Just
eating
kidding, Yoda.
breakfast, and Yoda he just showed up. Came out of nowhere.
He'll do that.
Hey, how
sometimes.
He
you
just
doing?
showed up, and no, it was really nice.
He was
But
stalking you, I think.
yeah, I was in such a bad place in December mentally. Like I feel bad that I didn't really get to say goodbye to a lot of people because I mean it was bad. I mean I
Yeah,
could
it's-
run you through the course of events that took place in December,
Hey, man.
and it was like hard, and it was a lot. It was a lot. Lost my dog. There was got like flat tires, and like two of my tires got flat, and then one of the other ones got flat again, and then a span of time. Like I was on, it was so hard because I was on family leave, right? Because I had family leave time with spending with my kid, and the first week that I'm on family leave, all this stuff starts to just pile up, and then I didn't get paid, so I took off the Friday before Thanksgiving. And they never sent a paycheck. They forgot about me. I didn't get paid till the Monday before Christmas.
Oh, my God.
And there was other things, and then obviously bless you. I'm
Better get
closing
that
the
rolling away from me.
studio down, which has meant so much to me.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure that out. I got to find a place to store everything, and I was just so creatively just destroyed. I was like it was easy for me to just. Okay, thanks everybody. Thanks for using the studio, being a part of it. Goodbye. It's kind of what it was. So,
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know about for these guys, obviously. I can't speak for them. But for me, it wasn't so much as like, only because I knew that if, eventually we'd see, we'd see again at some point.
Yeah,
Somewhere
yeah.
along the line. But for me, it was like, I was like, okay, I got to say goodbye to the studio, but I'm not saying goodbye to Matt. So it wasn't as hard, because... don't get me wrong, the studio is great. Obviously, we wouldn't be here right now if you wouldn't have brought us in on the studio.
of course.
But, more than just the studio itself, it was always more just about you as a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, I was literally telling Yoder on the way here how when we first started out, we had, a little bit of a misunderstanding with Mike, who was one of our original hosts.
Yeah.
And I remember you came and you sat down with us, kind of, mediated. And, I don't know if a lot of people would have done that. You know what I mean? It's... Like I said, the studio was great, and I love the studio, but it was always more just about you as a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate
we-
that. And
The studio sold us, but meeting you sold us more on wanting to be there. You know
I
what mean?
appreciate that. And you know what?
Fuck,
You guys are
crying
goo-
over
you
here?
guys
Me
are
too.
you guys are goofballs, but I always appreciated how I could depend on you
Yeah.
at the studio. You've seen people come and go at that place. It was upsetting to me that I couldn't count on people to stay. People would start up a show and then 2 weeks later take out. I give them their set of keys and then I never see them again.
Yeah.
But you guys were consistent. You, Dan, Tyler is Dan's brother Ben. You guys were my anchors and held it down. Where I knew that I had you guys at least. But everybody else just kind of came and went as they pleased, and that was frustrating, and it played a big part into me closing it down. There's just a lot of other stuff too. A lot of other stuff. I always appreciated how you guys showed up to events,
Yeah.
and whatnot. That meant a lot to me. Not that you were, you didn't have to be at every one of them, but at least one of you were, and you made an effort to say, "Hey, I'm sorry, I can't come." Where I did a lot for a lot of other people. And it was nothing to them to just not be there.
I'm not gonna lie though. I'm still mad that we never ended up ghost hunting there.
Hey, whoa. Before we go on, I'm confused now, Rich. There's all four right here. What's this big one right there? I'm pointing at right.
Oh, it's not
Yeah,
hooked
this
up.
is big time. Every week we had a camera.
Yeah, man. You gotta keep going with the flow.
There's gonna be 15 cameras in a couple weeks.
The whole point is not to point them out.
Yeah.
No,
You
this is-
tend
this
to
is-
do every week.
This is the behind the scenes of YouTube. Hey, y'all. I'm pointing at you guys right now. I wish I could have a sign right here. Please subscribe.
But yeah, I mean, it was, like I was telling you before we got on there. Obviously near the ending of that studio close. I was having a little bit. I was going through my own stuff just because I'm not really good around the holidays.
Yeah.
But
It's tough for
it was
people.
always too like what I mean, like the studio is closing. And I'm like, okay, like Rich is gonna let us come there, but at this point, do I really want to do the pod anymore? You know what I mean? I was kind of having my own struggle with that, and then I don't know. We came here, had our first episode, and I was like, man, this, Like it relit my fire for it. And I'm like, this is why I love podding.
Yeah.
This right here, this feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's
a nice one.
And it's no, like, it's not an exaggeration to say that Getting Loser would not be here right now if it wasn't for Matt. Yeah. Like,
Plus-
you took us in and we had nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
No.
gave me countless advice over over the time that we were there.
They have history together too, so
Yeah,
that's
it
what
was
made
part-
it
it was
easier
literally
coming here
perfect.
too.
We
Yeah.
probably wouldn't even gotten in with Rich if we wouldn't have met him through your studio.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
We
and
literally
I'm-
would not be here right now.
Well, I'm glad I'm glad you guys are still doing it because it is hard sometimes. Like doing, like podcasting and stuff. It's thankless. It can be thankless. You feel sometimes you just do it and you feel like you're just talking to yourself.
Oh yeah, I feel. I was actually thinking about this earlier because, I catch myself a lot of times still now with like when I see like a celebrity pod, and they're like getting brand deals and shit, and I'm like, why are they giving brand deals to people that like didn't even work to get a pod?
I
Like,
know.
they just got a pod because they're famous. And, like here we are every week busting our ass to do it. You know what I
It's
mean? And,
hard.
like I find myself doing that a lot, and then other times I'm like, you know what? I'm doing it just because I love to do it. I don't need to get
Yes.
paid to do it. I just love doing
That's
it.
the way you got to look at it because that was my thing. I worked so hard. I worked myself into absolute exhaustion and depression because I was recording 5, 6, sometimes 7 days a week, and I'm like, what is the payoff? Like, what is the point of this? And I had to start doing it out of love because that's why I got into it.
Yeah.
I didn't get into it and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make hundreds of thousands of dollars and whatnot. I did it because I just wanted to talk about things that I loved and cared about, and that's why I'm using the studio now because I had to do that. Like I was missing out. Like there was probably 2 months or so, like after the studio closed. Actually, just about 2 months. And I'm just like, I got to do something. Like, I got to find my passion for this again. And I was really grateful that, Maranto opened his doors up for me. He's been begging me to come here. Not begging, but he's been asking me to come here for a while. I shouldn't say begging. He's been asking for a while, and I'm glad that it was a big, like, leap for me to do what I'm doing now. Because I don't know. I was comfortable doing it as just an audio.
Yeah.
I was comfortable just doing what I was doing, and I'm really glad I took the step with doing YouTube.
Yeah, it was
And
a
that's
big-
been the nice thing about being here.
Yeah, it was a big learning curve for us too. Like if you go back and watch our first couple YouTube episodes, there's like a couple times I'll like go to do something, and I'll catch myself and realize like, oh shit, I'm on camera. I can't let
Yeah.
people watch.
Shit,
me
I don't
do
give a
it,
fuck what the camera sees
Well,
what I'm doing.
I mean, I wish we all had the feeling that Chop had. He'll just do whatever. But it's been nice, it's been nice now, like, especially when we were just doing audio, because like we'd say something or we'd like try to reference something, and it would just be like people would just listen and would be like, well, what the hell are they talking about?
Oh, like
We
this
don't
can.
know.
It's like this can
You know
right
what I
here.
mean? But now it's like cool to be able to. Now when we say something, we can we have like a way of showing people what we're trying to say. You know what I mean? And it's,
Yeah, I get that, and that's why like I will never. I wouldn't start another audio only podcast again. And in fact, like a lot of my regret now after seeing what YouTube is and like how the analytics are more real. Like there's I can actually see what people are engaging with and who's actually tuning into my stuff. Like I wouldn't want to go back to just doing audio. Like I regret for my football show that I used to do. I regret not having a YouTube channel and not putting my face out there. But that's something I have had to overcome. I was afraid to put my face out there.
Yeah. I mean, I was never afraid of that because
Yeah,
my
okay.
face is worth $1 million.
Yeah, his
dude.
face is worth $1 million. Faces.
You know,
right
I'll
here.
be walking around at work. People will be mistaking me for Zac Efron. So
Hey,
The fat
just comes
version of
with-
Zac
just comes with
Efron.
the, look who's talking, fat boy. You're
Okay,
fatter than me.
Look. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. That
took longer than I thought it was going to take.
no, the shirt wasn't completely off yet.
But yeah, I mean, it's
gonna happen, Matt. It's gonna happen real soon.
you know,
I'll be in here meat.
coming here and I think
I
think also-
right here, like a little driver.
I think also near the end of like that studio closing, bringing in Yoder helped a lot too. You know what I mean? Because Yoder kind of
Yeah, you
He'll
guys
sometimes
you guys
play-
are going through co-hosts like like the Avengers. Like I need somebody new here.
he'll sometimes be like the positive mediator between me and Choppy. Like the kind of bicker like a married couple sometimes. So it's been nice to have Yoder
He's
too.
quiet too. He's very quiet. He doesn't have to
Yeah.
say anything, but
He's more than
he's the glue that sticks you guys
Yeah,
together.
he commands. His presence is commanding without even having to say or do anything. He's
If you
kinda
notice,
just,
if you notice how we sit separately, Rich, pull that big camera up of all of us. Not that. You know how we're sitting separately? Is how it's always supposed
That's
to be.
because we don't punch each other in the face.
Or we will look at him and choke him out.
But yeah, it's been cool.
Just kidding, YouTube. If you do listen to this,
it's. I feel like we kind of like with the YouTube thing now too. I feel like we've kind of found like what works for us. You know what I mean? We come in here. I mean, we've always been unorganized since we started this. That's
Unorganized as fuck.
That's
yeah.
always been our thing is unorganized. But now I feel like it's cool now to like come in here and like we'll be talking about a serial killer and people would be able to see like the way that these guys react hearing about some of the shit that these people.
Yes,
have
the
done.
facial stuff. Like it helps when you're talking. Like even like when we record like stuff over Zoom, like you just you don't get it. Like you don't like the facial expressions makes the words like it helps emphasize feeling.
Yeah.
And yes, with audio podcasts, it's tough. Even though it is nice to do, it's nice to have both. But it's the YouTube is just immensely better.
I think to be active with an audio podcast, it's got to be very scripted. Like it's got to be like a true crime thing where you've written, like like almost like a blog, like where you've written and shit, like where you're interviewing people and you're editing things together. Like it's almost like that's the style for audio. That's kind of what it is now. Storytelling.
Stuff like that. I absolutely agree.
Even like
with that.
Crime Junkies, now they're on YouTube now too.
Crime Junkies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that one, like or it's almost like some of them are almost like. My wife listens to a lot of audio. She doesn't watch anything I've ever been on. By the way, she doesn't even.
Amy's the same way,
Yeah,
unless
she
unless her
doesn't-
friends
she just- no,
stooge me
I'm
out
not
for
interested
something
in
I said.
watching you argue about Star Wars or whatever the hell. But she's on a bunch, and a lot of I can't tell if she's listening to Audible, like a book, or if she's listening to like an audio crime podcast. Like
Yeah.
that's all. But she doesn't watch any visual podcasts because the only ones she watches are like scripted ones that are like.
Yeah.
Someone did an investigative thing about like some guy who got murdered or something like that. Like that's the stuff that she likes.
Yeah.
But
It is. Yeah, I fully get that, and I basically like I don't watch shows. Like I pay for YouTube Premium. It is wonderful, so I can close the app out and listen to it like a podcast. So I kind of get the best of both worlds in that end. But yeah, I agree that audio podcasts like are just much better operated. Scripted, organized, like just great. Like sometimes I still listen to other people's podcasts and the conversations are so wacky that I'm like I feel like I have to see what's going on and why is this conversation the way it's going instead of just listening to it because it could take me out of it.
Yeah, I got a question too. I've been wanting to ask you for a while.
Oh boy.
Just because you've been doing.
oh wait, man, he's
you've
coming
been
out the
doing-
closet for this
You've
one.
been doing the pods and stuff for a lot longer than we have.
Yeah.
Nope, not today.
Do you? The big issue for me since we've started podcasting is like I can't listen to almost any podcast anymore. I don't know why.
You can't.
Like I
listen
just
to
can't
them?
sit through a podcast anymore now that I'm doing one. And I don't know if it's just me or if like other people are like that. Like it's certain ones I could sit through, but I used to love listening to like Last Podcast on the Left, so I can't listen to any of that anymore. I just get bored listening to it
Yeah.
now.
You know why?
Since I'm doing my own.
You know why? It's because you're jealous because they got big sponsors.
Yeah, that might be why actually.
Could
I'm
be.
kind of a jealous bitch.
Like the Hawk Tour girl, how she came like number 4.
Talk to her.
Hawk Tour, I don't get a book. Hawk Tour, Tour, Food Tour.
I can be kind of a jealous bitch sometimes. Yeah.
I can understand that. Like sometimes because I produce so many
Yeah.
that like if I listening to one or watching one specifically, I feel like I'm working.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like
I think that's what
you know
it's for
like
me,
well, why
too.
did he I would have switched the camera quicker or like or that type
Right,
of stuff.
right,
So it's
yeah.
almost like I feel like it's kind of like
I can agree with that.
so that's kind. I kind of get
Yeah.
that. Like and there are ones like I watch some of them, and I'm like, some of the podcasts that I produce, the talent is just as good, the content's just as good, and these people can't get themselves going. And then Hot
Not
Two
us.
Girl is like stealing people's money with her meme coin and like. I mean,
What a mess.
I mean, I don't wish her ill will, but like,
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like she wasn't. That wasn't even her content. She's just walking down the street.
Right.
And you know what? I joke about Octu Girl all the time. Is that like, what was the name of the guy, the content creator that interviewed her?
Nobody knows.
Nobody
Literally
knows who
nobody
that
knows.
guy is. Like, I have to Google it. Like, that guy probably got nothing out of
nothing.
that. And that, I meant, if there's anybody that hates her, it's got to be him the most.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like,
I mean, he got clicks for whatever that video was, but
that's it.
That's it. After that, long forgotten. That's a good question. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I think
It's
hearing Rich. Sorry, I don't mean to.
No,
cut you off, but
go ahead,
Hearing
go ahead.
Rich like explain it that way, I think it kind of just like clicked in my head. Like one of the biggest problems with me has always been like I'm very critical of myself,
and it's not a bad thing.
and I think that's why I can't listen to other pods now because I'll hear it and I'm like, okay, well, you know, what I mean, look how good they're doing it compared to like how we do it now.
But that should
kinda,
be. You
like,
should look
hold
at that in a
myself-
positive way. You should
What?
look at that in a
I
positive way.
can't. You know, what I mean, that's
You create art now. Like you have to look at it from that perspective. You're either creating art or consuming art, and
Can't do both.
you can. But when you are creating art, you consume it differently.
yeah.
So like it's not a bad this is my thing, and I'm excited for when Moranto puts out his series that we talked about this. But if you you should be overly critical about it. When you create something, you should pick apart 5, 10 things that you didn't like and work on it on the next episode. Because I know one bad habit that I really have when I do my stuff, I do a lot of and like I have a lot of transition words that are just or transition or filler words, and it everybody does it. Everybody does it. Even some of the best podcasters in the world have it. But that's like something that I've been really trying to work hard on. But I listen to my own stuff more than other people's, which sounds really conceited and douchey. But I'm like, this doesn't work. Like this didn't come out the way I intended it to. I can do this better. This is what I'm going to work on. So, I don't know. Don't look at it as like a negative thing. Like to see when you see people doing better than you in podcasting or doing things better than you, take it as a learning experience, and that's how you're going to grow. Because if you stay the same, you're not growing. Like you're not getting any better. And I want to as much as I'm trying to just have fun, I want to do better. I want to get better. I want to be a lot smoother talker. And so on and so forth.
Hey, the best reference, you might hate me for this one, Cheetah, is when Team Jamaica is referring to themselves as Switzerland. Say, hey, look at these guys. They're Switzerland. I said, what are you guys doing? It's like when Reese was hitting them up, like how we're doing. I said, that's not us. We got to be with the rhythm. We're like the team bobsled
You
team.
always try to make like good references, but you lose it halfway through. But I think that's
That's
like
his
your
charm.
perk. Yeah, that's your perk.
That's
That's
his
what
charm.
makes you you.
Like
Yeah.
it should be something that you aim to do every week. Is make a bad a reference that you think is really good. It comes out.
Man,
It's funny that you
man,
talk.
I do
it's
that,
funny
I
that
do
you talk
that
about like.
every week about
know.
that.
It's funny that you talk about like you have trouble with like transitions too, because I've never seen anybody set up worse segues than this guy in the conversations.
I used to
But,
have
like,
to
now
edit
it's
your guys'
become-
shows, so
But
I know.
now it's become like part of
I
his
know.
thing now. Now it's like when you watch an episode, you expect them to do a terrible segue. And
I remember his intros back
Oh,
in the day.
yeah, when you-
sounded like Porky Pig. That's all, folks. Like just trying to bring you guys into an episode. It was fantastic, and I look forward to it. Like just his
Surprise.
Yeah.
like that was the hook. You talk about hooks a lot, and what makes us like it. I was talking about the stakes. I'm dropping a Star Wars lightsaber battle list tomorrow for my own show, but everything has a hook. Drew, your hook is literally your inability to pronounce the English language sometimes.
You knew English? Nah, not good. man.
Yoders is like he doesn't say anything, but if he does say something, it usually means something.
Yeah.
Sean, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell your hook is,
Yeah,
but
so mysterious. I love it.
maybe yelling at people, even though you
Yeah,
haven't
sure.
yelled at each other yet, which I'm very glad.
No, we're on the air. I'm not trying to kill Rich's ears over there.
Yeah, it was easier when it was just us listening to our voices, because we would just yell at each other and it didn't matter. Now when it's Rich listening to us, I like to try and keep it low, 'cause I don't want him to. I don't want him to, get too
I appreciate
loud on
that.
him. Yeah. Try to help out, but I feel like your advice kind of hits harder now that you're a dad. I wonder if that's just because you're a dad now, and
My
you
advice
give
hits
off, like,
harder?
those dad vibes, kind of now.
Oh,
Like it feels like I'm like getting advice from my dad, and it's kind of nice, kind of.
I mean, I still care. Like, I still want to see you guys do good, even though we're not at my studio, quote unquote. I still want to see everybody that records out of here do good, and it's kind of nice. Like now that I don't have to be a lead, like I can lead through example instead of, hey, where's your rent money? Like I don't have to be that guy anymore. I could just be like, hey, I'm gonna do what I do, take care of me, and I can lead by example in that regard. And I'm a better leader in that regard.
Rich is
I hate that. I have no idea how to ask people to pay the bill.
It is the
I'm
worst.
like, friendly reminder.
Yeah.
You owe me for March. Ha ha ha. Because I'm like, people owe me, but I still feel like a dick. Like I mean, I know like it's their job, like to pay me. Like it's my job to make sure I'm making ends meet over here.
Yeah.
But I do laugh about it. I'm like, I'm just terrible. I'm
It's
terrible
very
at it.
difficult because you don't want to push somebody to the point where they're not gonna be. They're like, okay, this guy's just in it for the money. But also, like, when the month ends every month. Like, when your other bills are due. Like, when the month ends. When your dues are due here. I hated chasing people. Like, I mean, all of you guys were in the group chat. All right, guys, dues are owed in 2 weeks. Dues are owed in a week and a half. Dues are owed in a week. Dues are literally due tomorrow. Dues were due yesterday. Like it gets and that's an exhausting thing to. I hate chasing people for things, and I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore.
yeah.
Like that's a relief for me. But Maranto, I fully understand the chasing people down for money. It is,
And everybody's pretty good. It's not like there's one person that forgets every month. And it's just it's not you guys. Like, no, you
I
guys
do
are
be
pretty
forgetting
good about it.
sometimes.
Like, there's just one person that every time I have to send that person, and then this time it was funny. I sent that person the message, "Hey, you forgot again." They're like, "No, I didn't. Check your Zelle." And I was like. Then I felt like an ass. It was like the the podcast producer that cried wolf.
Yeah. what was it? Is it Freudian or what? You just like,
No, you know what it is the
what's
person
psychological
uses
term?
Zelle, but they send it to the wrong Zelle. They send it to my personal Zelle, and I looked at my my Morano Media Zelle, and I like, damn it. So now I'm like, I got it. So when I see that person this week, I'm going to tell them, can you move to the other Zelle? But I felt bad. I felt bad about
There's
it.
a psychological phrase for it though, like you're conditioned.
Yeah, like you just assumed that they forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because of it happened like 10 times before.
Like it's like Groundhog Day. Like every month, like okay, I'm chasing you down for money. So I get that. Some easy mistake.
Hey,
No one stiffed me though, so I can't
That's
really.
good,
I've
'cause
never really been
I've gotten
stiffed by
stiffed a
anybody.
few
I mean,
times.
even the people that have left, and people leave for lots of reasons. Sometimes their girlfriend doesn't like them spending money on this or whatever. Like it's like all kinds
Well,
of
you don't have to
reasons.
worry about that
People
with
get
me
different
ever.
jobs, they move,
Yeah.
they get laid off. There's lots of reasons why they don't make it, but no one's left me. One guy owed me a little bit, but he paid me what he could, and it was fine.
Yeah.
But most I haven't really ever been stiffed. So and I want to play ball with people as much as I can anyway.
No, that was always my struggle too, because I, like you want to help people, but this is a business. While I wasn't running like an official business of sorts, I want to help people too, but also I can't afford rent by myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you gotta. There's like a fine line, and one guy at my last studio, he crossed it. He crossed it, and I later found out through his cousin that he was just taking advantage of my kindness, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm having a hard time," and yada yada. I'm like, "Okay, whatever, we'll figure this out," and then. It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
Let's break his kneecaps.
I about to think the same thing.
Nobody. I never have to see him again, so it's kind of
fair
nice.
enough.
Yeah, speaking of all this podcast, what do you know about the draft? Fuck you, Sanders. You got 5th round, 144, bitch ass Sanders. Hope you.
Jeez, man. Personal grudge much? Or?
Fuck you, can't stand the Sanders kid. He's garbage.
He's not garbage.
He's hot garbage.
No. Let's
He came out of the gate so hot, dude. Jeez.
No, he's all right, but he didn't play no one big. Like, no big schools. Colorado. Ooh, Colorado.
His problem, he was a Nepo baby. That definitely doesn't help.
That was a Nepo baby for these fans.
But you know what, though? I'm actually excited for his future because if that's not a wake-up call, like if I see that, if I experience that feeling of dropping down in the draft as much as he did, that should motivate me to just go take over the league.
But don't forget, Tom Brady was in the same situation. Round 6, 199 pick out of Michigan.
Weren't you just talking shit about this guy? Now you're sticking up for his story?
I'm a Tom Brady fan. About y'all.
I'm not talking about Tom Brady. I'm talking about Sander. You're talking shit about him. Now you're saying,
Fuck-
he could probably be great now.
Fuck Deion. Deion did no promise for me in Atlanta. So,
God.
he's a Cowboy. I don't give a fuck. Cowboy fans are trash. Hot trash at that.
Jesus,
Do you agree with
man.
that, Matt? Cowboy fans are hot trash.
I don't call any fans trash anymore. 'Cause I used to, because I used to really dislike Bills fans, and then I realized that Colts fans are dumb as hell too. So
Well, I mean, when you
I
get
hate
drunk-
I don't hate. I dislike football fans as a whole.
When you drunkenly
I
get
like
humped
you.
at a game, I would hate Bills fans too. if I
What's
was you.
that?
Didn't you get drunkenly humped at a game or something like that?
Yeah, there was one time.
I'd probably hate Bills fans too after something like that.
There was other stuff that built up to it, but also I was antagonizing Bills fans because social media. Now that I'm barely on it, I do the nice stuff, the mostly nice stuff.
He's like-
Instagram is so much nicer. So there's not a reason to feel or be antagonizing. So it is what it is. I shit on the Colts more than I do any other football team because the Colts are hot garbage. So there's that.
I was gonna say there's a lot of Bills fans that hate on the Bills more than they hate on anybody else. So
Yeah, well,
especially on Twitter. Twitter's so toxic, but that's why I stay because I love it.
Hold on, I got
it's not good for your mental health.
Hold
I'll
on.
tell you
The
that much.
drama.
Hold on, I got another rant. Fuck you, Charles Barkley. Fuck you, fat bald head.
No, don't you talk about Charles Barkley like
Jesus,
that.
man.
No, you know what? No, I'm gonna talk. He's a right player. No, he's not. Because of the fact that he went dog King James. Oh, he's not in the top 5. I'm waiting. He's
Oh, you
top.
mean LeCarron?
Oh, yeah.
Guy, the flop king?
Yes.
I just seen a
I'm
video
trying,
the other day.
you know, I'm
when
trying,
he
I'm trying to get
flopped
beef
hard.
with somebody. They come on.
Dude,
our
like,
show.
barely hit me. He was like,
Oh, these guys talk about us. Okay, we'll go talk about.
hurt my head.
If you're trying to fight Charles Barkley and and Shador Sanders,
That's the door. Dion.
Charles Barkley would fuck you up.
he has a reputation for beating the shit out of people. You want to
Oh,
fight
he
him?
would mess you
I'll-
up.
shit,
dude,
I'll-
for
I'll-
sure.
Getting loose versus
No
Charles
doubt.
Barkley.
Didn't he throw
No,
a fan through a
just
window?
you
He
versus
threw
him.
somebody through a window.
Me and Yoder would just be sitting and afterwards, just like, "Hey man, can I get your autograph?
Here's some donuts.
Like, can you introduce me to Shaq?"
Yeah.
No, my idea is to fake. Come on, what do you call me? Dude, I'm trying to meet you in person, man, and look at the autograph.
Nah, he
You'd
probably-
hit him one time and he would just laugh and then just deck you.
But anyway, I like that second pause right there.
There it goes.
I had to have my breath right there.
Uh-huh.
I'm done
There you
ranting
go.
about Deion Sanders.
You feel
he
better?
Was, he was a good player. but he's a trash ass coach. Here's example why he's a trash ass coach. Example 1. He should have had the team in the playoffs. That's it. Travis Hunter made Sanders. I'm just telling you.
Here's some examples of why he's a trash coach. Example 1. You should have the team in the playoffs. That's it.
You gotta be that way with us.
Fucking guy. Oh, don't ever change.
But you also heard about the defensive coordinator's son from Atlanta.
Yeah, Jeff Falk.
Yeah, I gotta admit that was pretty fucked up, dude.
Dude, that's
even if you
that was
dislike
when
the
I
guy, that's
started
pretty-
like, this is bad.
Yeah, that's pretty. Like, you can't do that to somebody, dude. That's
no,
fucked up.
really you can't.
I mean, I'll admit I laughed at it at first, and then I really thought about it, and I'm like, nah, it's really not that funny. Actually, it's kind of a dick move.
No.
I'd be pissed if somebody did that to me. I'd probably shit in the cereal if he did that to me.
That's a bit much, but yeah.
Thanks. I like to go a bit much. Sometimes.
But I like how you use the rival team to New York. Hey, by the way, Shador, we really want you. And like they watch TV.
Yeah.
The next pick.
That was cold.
Yo, how you feel about your tight end? That tight end you guys got. I know you guys.
Oh, Tyler Warren. I don't know. Like, I'm excited. It's a good pick. It's a position that the Colts need, but I don't get excited anymore. Like, after the last season, I hate everybody on the Colts. Like, so,
There you go.
like, I get excited for drafts every year, and these guys don't perform. Like, they don't deliver. They don't live up to the hype. So I'm just like, whatever happens, happens. Like I'm not like. I had no idea. Like, a couple guys that were on the Colts last year, they're not on the team anymore. I had no idea. I legit have not paid attention at all since December. I didn't watch the Super Bowl this year. That's how like frustrated I was with football. Did not watch the Super Bowl this year.
I love
Neither did I.
I love every moment of that Super
You're
Bowl.
probably happier overall, huh? Not watching.
Oh, it's nice. I don't
Yeah,
have it.
I bet.
I don't have it. Like it. I'm not like in the 24/7 news cycle anymore, and I'm not just getting angry. I'm like, literally, the Colts can go 0-17 this year. I'm like, good job, guys.
Good job.
Good for you.
A for effort.
Yeah. All you high-paid pieces of shit just can't play football to save your life. And like, obviously, like they're great, and they make it to the NFL. They work hard and deserve. But I just like the emotional investment I had 2 years ago, where I just get angry after a loss,
Or take all the jerseys down off the wall.
yeah, yes, yeah, that's a fact.
Who come back there and like, oh, what happened to the jerseys? Well, fuck them Colts.
They're in garbage bags. Yeah, they're still in garbage bags somewhere in my house, a storage unit. But yeah, I don't get emotionally invested at all. I don't want to. I don't care. I just make fun of everybody.
I have a great analogy about your favorite football team. So, I mean, I'm 58, so I watched the Bills go to 4 Super Bowls and
Yeah.
suck. And and every year, this is the year though. Now we got EJ Manuel, and all this other crap, and everybody every year this is the year. And then there was 30 years where we didn't make the playoffs, and I'd sit there on a Sunday and I'd be screaming at my TV, and I'm mad, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to talk to anybody for an hour after the game and all that stuff. And at some point during that, I had, I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I stopped, and I realized you could, on the Sundays I was busy. So on Sunday I'm going to play with my kids, get out of the house and go do something with my kids. But I kind of think I would like the Bills to win a Super Bowl. But the analogy I have is to me, the Buffalo Bills are a girl that I dated, okay? And then I was dating her, and then January came around and she cheated on me. And September, I said, you know what? I'll give her another chance. And then 3 years in a row, every January, she cheated on me. And so finally you're like, listen, I don't want anything bad to happen to you, but we can't date anymore. I hope someday you find somebody, but ain't going to be me. And that's kind of where I'm with the Bills. I'd love them to win for everybody that I know that loves the Bills.
Yes.
But for me personally, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. It's a
good analogy.
I did this year. This year we went to Peach Festival, and Peach Festival. The last day of Peach Festival was opening day of football. Week 1, everybody's. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's go to Peach Festival. I literally don't. I'd rather go spend time with my kid and wife, going to try food at the Peach Festival instead of being sitting around watching football and. Yeah, I feel like there's better usages of my time. I'm already always stressed and not stressed, but complaining that I don't have enough time. Why am I going to waste my time with this crappy football team? Why am I going to
Smart.
sit around and waste 3 hours picking lint out of my belly button watching Anthony Richardson overthrow people by 50 yards?
There you
Dude's
go.
trash, too.
Smart.
Yeah.
So, are you going to any Apple's Colts games this year?
Oh, hell no.
I bet he does. 50 to 1 odds.
I didn't go last year either.
We
I didn't go last year either.
I can't stand live football anymore. I can watch it at home.
I enjoy
Bathrooms
it,
right
but
there, snacks are right here, and
yeah.
drinks are right here.
I enjoy going to them, but like right now, especially with my kid being so little, I don't want to be away from him for I don't want to not see him for I already hate being at work for 8 hours a day. I already hate it. Cannot stand it. I don't want to be away like for a night or whatever it is. Like I don't want to spend time away. Like when he gets older and I can take him, yeah, we can go. We can that'll be maybe a fun father-son trip or whatever.
That's how I feel, but in my scenario, my kid is my bed, and I'd hate to be away from it.
That's fair.
I literally cry in the morning when I leave for work.
It's tough.
I cry a little,
It's tough.
but
So, man, are you still good friends with the ESW boys?
Some of them, yeah.
Is who was the guy who used to do the Bill Cosby impression? Will?
Oh, Jesus.
Real Carson, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he on that?
Yes,
Yeah.
he's supposed to be there. Yeah.
Is he the guy with the tassels on his arms?
He might. I haven't been to a show in a while.
Because I know they were there for the Buffalo Bandits.
Yeah, they were at the Bandits game.
Matter of fact,
He was there.
semis are if you listen to this tomorrow on YouTube land, wherever how we do this stuff out here, 7:30 semifinals versus Vancouver Warriors. It's gonna be one hell of a game. I like plugging the Bandits out.
I put $10,000.
You should.
on the
It's
other
you know
team.
what though.
I'm
The Bandits are fun. Like I don't go to as many games as I would like, but I went to my first one about 7 years ago, and
Never
it was
went.
the time of my life. It was so much fun.
Never been to
What-
one.
They
We-
packed they packed the house there.
They're
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
pop my cherry and get me to go to one, but I'm
It's
holding
worth it.
strong.
It's cheap. It's cheap compared to a lot of other sports.
for 2 playoff tickets, $140.
That's not bad.
No, that's just if you go into a regular sports, you're paying $200-300.
Yeah. Yeah, for a game, absolutely.
Championship is like $175. It goes up like $30. Not bad at all.
Hey, I knew you were telling us before we got on the air that you're super busy now, being a dad and stuff and everything else.
Yeah.
You still read a lot of books like you were doing before.
I don't have much time for books. I start one. My life, unfortunately, I now that I'm podcasting again, I'm in nonstop work mode. So when I'm not in dad mode, I'm planning or editing my videos. I have a notebook where I write out what I want to tackle every week, but I do a lot of editing now because I technically do 3 shows a week, but 2 for my own Eat Sleep list, and I do retro fantasy football now too. So it's that. I wish I had more time, but my free time is very limited. I have to stay up later to have me time, like free time, and it is what it is. But I have to have it. So if I use my free time now to read, I would read 2 pages and pass out. Yeah, that's averaging about 1 novel every 2 years for you know what I mean?
You
And
know,
that's not good either.
And my only books you can read is like coloring books and story time books for the child.
That's
you
right.
You get through those.
I do read to him. I do read to him. We've been fortunate. We have like a
Yeah, I don't know.
bookshelf.
Does Goodnight Moon count? You're like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. I mean, I remember reading those books. I used to count those in my book reading.
We have so many books. I guess I could notch those off. We have so many books, and everybody's been wonderful in giving books towards the kid. We read a lot. Yeah, we do read a lot to him. He does enjoy it. My sister actually found these indestructible books. You can't tear them. You can't bend you can't destroy them at all. It's amazing what they do now, and Bennett loves them. He loves them. Those soft ones you got him too.
Yep.
He absolutely adores those. Messing around with those.
My
So.
wife loves whenever somebody we know has a kid. I mean, whenever we want to get him a gift, we always do those
Yeah.
She always finds like those kinds of things. She just likes to shop for that stuff because like we it was funny when our kids got older. Like we still have a lot of those books. Like we got rid of a lot of stuff, but like that box we still have that tote of like those baby books because like it's not like they're gonna go bad. You know, like just put them in a tote, keep them safe someplace, and then the next generation can get them or whatever. Like it's just fun to have that. I mean, we didn't keep every stupid thing that our kids had, but Star Wars toys they're in a tote. They're not going anywhere. But and like, but there's things like that like it'll be funny because the kids will probably like, why did you keep this all these years? But like, well, because we'll be all emotional about it. My boys probably won't, but like, it's cool, good.
Hey, Rich.
Absolutely.
Hey, Rich. I think Getting Loose should do a segment called Children's Book Hour.
Who's gonna read it? Because you ain't.
We all get the same book, 3 books. We're going to try
maybe
to
Yoder could read, a children's book.
Oh, there you go.
I'd be like,
You could
hey,
pick
by the
book of the
way,
week.
We'll sit on the
you know?
floor, crisscross applesauce, and just read to us.
Could do that.
she had that
Perfect.
camera down there.
Perfect.
We'll all learn something.
Yeah.
We'll all be better people at the end.
Learn our ABCs and 1 to
You could
4s.
you could read us the first Lord of the Rings book. We'll just sit here and we'll finish
After a
it.
couple weeks, Drew will sound like Shakespeare.
Yeah, there you go.
I come with a different persona. Hair to the side and a skull in my hand. To be or not to be.
Yes.
Don't listen to your parents, kids. Oh, shit. I was ain't supposed to say that one.
Oh, also, I wanted to ask you guys, did you see they dropped their trailer finally for Now You See Me 3? Did you watch it?
No, not yet.
Oh, brody.
Is
Looks
it
good, man.
is it
I
worth
can't
it?
wait. It looks good.
Yeah.
They could release one of those movies every single year, and I would happily show up to watch it. Those movies are so much fun.
Yo, I hope Boston loses today.
Wow.
I said it. I hope
Yoder,
Boston
breathe.
loses.
Yoder. Goose Fraba. Goose Fraba.
I can't stand Boston. Cheating team.
Oh, my God. You hate everybody? You hate everyone,
Well,
don't
I
you?
think we can agree on the New York Yankees, but we don't like them.
I like the Yankees. I'm going to the Yankees on my birthday.
You like the Yankees?
Yeah, of course
Get out of here.
Hey, you got out of here. That's why we got to separate each other's.
Matt, you know what
Let's
popped
go
up
Mets.
on my Facebook memories today?
What's
When we
that?
went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it was draft weekend.
Yeah, it was a great.
Was it 3 years ago,
yeah,
something
it was
like that?
That was a great trip. That
It was a
fun.
good time.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a good
That
time.
was a good time.
Yeah, we should do a blog of all 3
We're
of
trying
us
to.
going out.
Me and my brother are trying to plan to go back in June. Me, him, and my dad, since he didn't get to go with us last time.
Yeah, I think you guys should.
Yeah,
I
be
think you
awesome.
guys should. It's a great time. I would love to go back.
Yeah.
Baseball Hall of Fame was nice too.
Is it-
Cooperstown, yep.
You want me to watch baseball?
Baseball's a cool sport. They made it better now. They have a shot clock now for the pitcher. And the pitcher goes over,
Baseball's cool to watch. It's nice, relaxing.
get a hot dog, a beer.
Yeah. Sit down with popcorn, beer. It's like a movie.
I don't
I
think
enjoy.
a beer.
I only like watching baseball in a park, like at the game. I don't like watching it on TV.
I don't
it's
like
too
beer.
slow.
Hockey's the same way. I prefer hockey in person.
No, I
Yeah, I
prefer
can
hockey
agree
on
with
TV. I prefer it on TV. Those playoffs are fucking Washington.
I prefer women's lingerie hockey. That's what I'm a fan of. If they ever
They-
come up with that, let me know.
They got
I'll be there.
lingerie football.
I know. I watch. I'm a big fan. I just love women.
Hey,
a big
this
fan of
week,
women.
this week he didn't really Google on women. Like, oh, I'll do so much thing to her. You probably hear
I don't do that anymore. I'm a respectable man.
Yeah,
now.
he says that now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. If you're respectable, I'm the
very
new pope.
respectable now.
If you say that, I'm the new pope.
I am. I'm very respectable now about how I talk to women.
Yeah, he said.
You finally learned your lesson.
Yeah, after hitting on too many people's girlfriends when I'm getting in trouble. So.
I'm proud of you. I'm
Thanks,
proud
man.
of you.
Thanks, man.
Well, you should hear what he said last week.
I mean, I might have made the same mistake that I made at the old studio as soon as we got to this studio too. But
Did
that's
you know? Oh.
that's a secret I'm gonna keep to myself.
Wow, I didn't
forever.
see that coming.
I think you let it out.
Not on the pod. Never on the air. I haven't. It's only an off.
Did you
there
Did you
secret.
finally learn your lesson?
After that, yes.
No, he didn't.
I have not done it since. Now I'm
proud of you.
I'm shooting higher. Now I'm going for celebrities.
Oh, there you go.
I'm in all their DMs and whatnot.
He's,
you know.
he's doing that DM shit again. Oh, I'll eat Skittles on your butthole.
Soon as no, I don't do that anymore.
Anymore?
But it's I did, when the Bills went to the AFC Championship game for the first time ever, I slid in Halsey's DMs and asked. I said, "Man, anything can happen, so I gotta shoot my shot." And then
Okay.
when it was announced that Sidney Sweeney was single again, I just messaged her. I said, hey, I know breakups are tough. If you ever need a friend, I'm here. And if that friendship leads to a date, I wouldn't say no.
So be it.
She never answered, but I'm still, she's a busy girl. Maybe she'll answer one day. Who knows? Maybe she's sick of Hollywood guys. She wants just a normal Joe,
Yeah, normal Joe.
Yeah, perfect. We'd look great together. Like
I
Barbie
love
and
your
Ken.
confidence. I do.
Like Barbie and Ken. We'd look perfect together.
How is your son doing?
He's good. He's very big.
What is that? I
It's
saw
a strawberry mark.
strawberry milk. Milk?
No. no, it's a strawberry mark. It's like a growth of cells. It's nothing dangerous, but a lot of kids get them.
Does it go away over
It's
time?
supposed to dissipate at some point. I think by the time he's 4.
Huh.
It's supposed to go away.
If it's not, then you gotta take
interesting.
him for surgery.
You can get it removed, but yeah, it's
Like I'm looking like
it's very strange. It grew out of nowhere too. We thought it was just a birthmark because his arm was fine when he came out, and then he started like biting on his arm, and it just blew up. It was
Maybe
weird.
it's his superpower.
Just
That'd be cool.
strawberry mark.
He could
I
like
guess.
shoot it off of him,
That'd be cool.
like
Yo,
Polka Dot Man. That'd be
yo.
badass.
Speaking of bite marks and whatnot, I finally caught up on Last of Us season 1.
How's- That's
I,
weird.
s- I got to the 3rd episode.
I'm over that show.
For me,
I
playing
haven't
the
even
game.
watched season 2. I don't plan on it either.
No, for me, because I played the game. I was like, okay, I know this part. I remember this part right here where you had to fight that dude. Spoiler alert. You had to fight the dude at the end. That shit took me 20 times. I got killed.
They took all the best parts of the game out of the show, and that's why I can't watch it.
Yeah. They
But
said
then-
it,
Like
get-
the hospital scene in the show in the game is insane. And in
That-
the show, they just made it like slow motion and shit, and like barely did anything.
But then again,
and I'm
they
like,
added,
"Alright, come on, lame.
with Nick Offerman character. They added
Offerman?
that- Offerman.
Yeah, none of that was in the game either.
I was like, okay,
You meet Bill for like 5 minutes in the game.
I get it. It's like,
I mean, that part didn't bother me because
It
it was
didn't-
nice to get, a little bit of a backstory to Bill. But it was just like the thing that I don't like about the show is I feel like, you know what I mean. They like, not that it's a bad thing, but they went more heavy on like story and like less on like the brutal parts of the game, which I thought in the game was what made the game so good. Is how
Yeah,
brutal
you
it
have to have
gets.
that balance though, because I mean, I'm trying to think of something comparable where there's just too much brutality and action and whatnot. But it makes you like if you have a lot of story, it makes you appreciate the action sequences.
I mean,
more.
in the game, when you smash a clicker in the face with a 2x4, it's badass.
yeah,
yeah.
And in
Yeah.
the show, they're just like, no, let's sneak by him. And I'm like, no, go punch him in the face with a broken bottle.
Didn't
well, that's
the,
the logical way to do
Go
it.
shiv him.
Then the other
Like in prison, dude.
the
It'd
other
be badass.
storyline was when Ellie and her friend and they
That's in the game.
on the mall part.
Yeah, it's a DLC. They released after the first game released.
That's why.
Yeah, it's a DLC. That entire story in the show was in. That's exactly how it is in the DLC. They did that part for part. Which
I
is
only
nice.
I only ever played the second game. I never played the first one. I never watched the show.
It's so crazy too, like to see people that have never played the games now after the big moment happened in the show. They're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe we do this!" And you're like,
We're just
"Yeah,
watching
now
like
you know
this."
how video game. Now you know how the gamers
We're like
felt,
this.
bro."
We know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all like freaking out. They're like, "Oh my god, this ruins the show." And I'm like, "Now you know how the gamers felt, bro." Everybody called us crazy.
Or
said it
even-
wasn't that big of a deal.
Or what if they made a Red Dead Redemption 2 show? I don't think I'll probably ball at the end of that show.
I don't feel like they could make that a show because like too many people would need therapy after watching it in show form.
Fucking what's his name? Who was his?
Arthur Morgan,
No, not that fucking guy.
Dutch,
Dutch, where you at, Dutch? Like
Micah.
fucking. I want.
They'd have to like if they casted Micah in show form, it'd have to be like a character. It'd have to be like an actor that people love
Jack Black.
enough to not want to kill him for
Jack
how he's
Black.
portrayed on the show.
I
Jack-
can't stand Jack Black.
Go wait outside. Don't ever say that again.
I
Seth
can't.
Rogen.
As Micah, bro. Do you remember who Micah is?
Yeah.
They look. No, they don't. That doesn't even
Come
match
on,
the vibe.
Spit some names out. Spit some ideal names for this Micah for you.
Go fucking sit outside. Go
See,
sit in the lobby.
He doesn't know because I just threw him on the spot, man. That's the
Go
best
sit in
part.
the lobby.
Who? Antonio Banderas?
Well, Micah's a white guy, so
Does Hollywood's so awake? It's not even funny anymore.
I'd say, you know who would pull it off? He needs to be in more stuff. He's not in enough stuff right now. Chris Pratt. Let's put him in everything. He was in Garfield, Mario, all the Guardians. Let's put him in more shit.
I'm here for
Let's make a nude Miss Doubtfire. Make Chris Pratt Doubtfire. Boom.
Yeah, he was funny enough.
If they ever redo Indiana Jones, which I think they should leave alone, Chris Pratt should be the one.
He would be perfect for it. He's great. I
He's
love
Disney. He is Disney's golden boy. Right
You
now.
take Indiana
I knew
Jones
he
words out of your mouth or whatever Will Smith said. What did he say? Like,
Get my wife's name.
I do.
I
I
am
do.
the largest Indiana Jones fan in the world, and I'm sorry that part just needs to die with Harrison Ford. No one should ever
I
play
agree.
that part again.
I agree.
Maybe like in 20 years
Yeah.
when all my generation's gone. Like,
That's fair.
I agree. We talked about this yesterday on the way home from the movie that like there's just certain roles that just should not be touched again.
yeah.
And Indiana Jones is definitely one of those. Like it just let it go.
Fun fact: I beat the Indiana Jones the Crystal game.
Yeah.
That was for the Xbox. I could see this turn into a movie, but only thing is he was just falling hot tail through the whole fucking game.
You know, it's another movie that should never be touched again. Kind of a personal bias, but they should just never do anything with the Goonies ever again.
I heard
It
it.
shouldn't
can't
be
remake-
touched.
you
I
can't
heard Back
remake
to the
that.
Future is getting
You
a remake.
can't remake that
Is
movie.
that true?
No, I seen something the other day that the guys that worked on the film, it's like in their will that they're not allowed to ever touch that
And
movie
they
again.
shouldn't.
Yeah, I heard that the Back to the Future one was a rumor, and I heard that now they are talking about doing a Goonies reboot.
I'll fight everyone in Hollywood. Rick.
No, but I think it's
I'll go
like
to
I
prison.
think it's
Yoda
going to
will
be
record.
like a reboot, but it's like
Like a requel?
it's a requel where they're going to have like
Oh, like Scream was?
the kids of the kids of the kids.
That's
like-
not. That's okay.
I don't even
I don't
want
love it,
The only
but
thing,
that's not the line. Like if you're
Is
just
Chucky
trying to-
still with us? That's what I want to know. Like, is he
well,
like
Chunks, he's not an actor anymore. Now he's a
No.
lawyer for actors.
So
So I don't know how they
don't
would
wanna,
be able to
I,
convince him to
yeah.
come back.
I don't
Although
want to
it-
see like what were some of the guys in it like the guy from that was Short Round. He was in it, and
Oh,
Thanos
Ke-
was in it.
Ke
and
Huy
Oh,
Quan?
Brolin and
Mike Brolin's in it. I don't want to see any of these guys like
Sean
I
Astin,
don't want to
right?
see it.
Samwise.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Samwise
and again,
Gamgee.
I think certain people are much more big
Hero.
on Goonies.
Rings.
I've never
Hero.
been
Yoda.
as big a fan. I just don't think I want to see
It's
it.
No.
it's fun, but I don't
Say that
see it
again.
as like a pedestal film.
He's
I don't
Frodo's
know.
little head.
No, he's not.
Yes,
They're
he is.
best friends. They're not lovers, okay?
Yeah, okay. They all. Oh,
They're best friends.
One
You
thing
never
I
had
don't
best
like
friend
about
before?
Only thing I didn't like about Return of the King, that 45-minute goodbye scene. Goodbye.
Yeah, it's goodbye. Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Goodbye. Why can't this all be in like one big ass group? All right, y'all. See you guys. I'll see you
Because
guys.
they just went through hell and back together. It was a beautiful goodbye. Perfect ending to a perfect trilogy.
I'll punch that little fucking Sam pow, in the fucking face.
Samwise would fuck you
You're
up.
very violent.
No, I'm not violent.
It sounds
Samwise
like
would
it.
mess you
Sounds
up,
like
dude.
Man, fuck Shador. Fuck Sam.
You don't even hate
Charles Barkley.
You don't even hate the Lord of the Rings for a good reason. You only hate Lord of the Rings because you know I love it so much.
I
You
don't
even
mind.
got a good reason
I don't
for
mind the
hating
movie.
it.
The two of the Two Towers, wherever that movie is gone. The middle movie, the second one, it was badass. Bunch of trees and shit fighting.
Yeah, how can you not say that Return of the King's badass? It's got one of the best fights in the whole. All
Yeah,
the
I like
movies.
Return of the King, but that fucking 45-minute goodbyes
Get
got
the
me.
fuck out. Go sit outside in the rain, where you belong.
I will play Simple Plan Perfect out there. There's a perfect song for this, or rather.
Oh my god.
Or have you ever seen it rain by CCR?
All right, well, I know Rich has got to get out of here because he's going to see Thunderbolts. I'm not jealous or anything. I'm not going to write about that in my diary tonight either. But
Thunder.
pretty jealous.
Oh,
But-
wrong movie.
But
You
I'm
have
gonna
the
go see it.
right in America
I'm going to go see it
to see
tomorrow by
Thunderbolts
myself.
whenever you want.
That's right.
but in
Just
reality,
kidding. Me and Yoda are going to have a homie hangout and go see it.
You can go see it Saturday.
Well, I don't know if I
After.
can go Saturday.
but in reality, check on your homies. Is mental awareness health for all genders.
You could have just said a mental health awareness month. but
Everybody.
You just had to make it weird.
I gotta make it because next month is the King's month.
Yeah. Okay. Matt, I want to say thank you for coming. It was
Hats
nice.
off for that.
Yeah,
It was nice to sit down and
Hats
talk
off,
some
Yoda.
shit with you again. It was good. It was a good time.
Yeah, this was a good time, guys. I enjoyed the conversation. Good. Glad to see you guys doing so well.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I love it here.
Hey, one thing, man,
I cried a little today.
you probably missed the
Last
old Chop just going off topic about different shit and come back on the reality.
He does. He does that still. Don't let him lie to you. He's the most off-topic person I've ever met in my
I
life.
don't care. I'm awesome at
We'll be in the middle of talking about a serial killer, and I'm like, wait, I gotta tell you guys about something I seen on TV last night. And it'll be about like the.
You know,
gingerbread
I'm like
man
the
or
I'm like
some
the guy
shit.
that breaks the news. Like too much series. Okay, I gotta break the comedy in this one.
You
Wait.
guys should start off with the news instead of randomly in the middle of other people's conversations.
We'll be in the middle of like a actual
I'm
conversation
just saying,
of something. And then it'll just
segment
be like,
it,
breaking
you know,
news.
organize it a little bit, you know.
But on the for real note, you heard about that building in Buffalo? Caught on fire today?
That's
No.
on my work.
Yeah, that was bad. They shut down the whole block.
Yeah, real quick before we get out of here, I heard something today that, you know, kind of stuck with me. I want to say it real quick on the air.
Hey, what do you
This-
think about sitting on these couches? You could go about an hour and a half and not really have your ass go numb in that chair.
No, this is
It's really-
nice.
I
I
know.
like this.
That's like right now. I like that little clicky down right there. I like looking at this little TV. No one doesn't even know, but people knows. I like looking at myself right there, like right there. That's
You
how
know,
it
we
is.
just said you got a real habit of cutting people off. You just, just so you know.
He'll
But
get
I heard
better at
some-
it. It's
I
only-
heard-
he's only been podcasting for 4 years.
I heard a quote today that I wanted to share on the air because I really liked it. It says, "It's take a gamble that love exists. Do a loving act." You know, costs nothing to be kind.
Correct.
Love you guys, Matt. Love you.
Love
Thank
you,
you for
fellas.
being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for riding along, losers.